What's up everybody, I'm Matthew Moniz and today I'm revisiting the iPhone 7 Plus 6 months later. This has been my daily driver since its initial release and I feel it's the perfect time to talk about the good, the bad, and whether or not I feel the phone is still worth it. But before I start my review, I just want to say I have a little surprise for you guys at the end of the video, so you're going to want to stick around. So I'm not going to dwell on the design too much. I still think the iPhone looks fantastic and I'm really loving the black matte finish. However, after holding countless Android phones that have 5.7-inch screens with a smaller form factor, I'm ready for a change in size. The iPhone just feels like a gigantic surfboard compared to phones with similar sized screens. I'm really hoping the iPhone 8 leaks are true and we get a dramatic change in design. Speaking of screens, this is still one of the nicest IPS 1080p displays I've used on a smartphone. Colors look fantastic, but every time I pick up my Pixel or recall the days of the Note 7, I just die for the day the iPhone gets a beautiful AMOLED panel. Now, the body is in perfect condition. There's no dents, but the screen has tons of surface scratches. I find it scratches a bit easier than most phones that have Gorilla Glass 4. In terms of sound, I appreciate the dual speaker setup. It's not as good as HTC's boom sound on older devices, but a perfect compromise between having a mono speaker and two front-facing ones. Now, the only thing that started to irk me was actually not having a headphone jack. At first, I was like, yeah, no big deal. I'll just go wireless. And it went well for the first couple of months. But then I went away, I took wired headphones with me and forgot the dongle. So I had to go buy another dongle, then I lost the dongle again when I came back. And on top of all of this, I started reviewing more headphones, which means I had to keep the dongle on me at all times. It was just becoming a very frustrating experience. So in short, I do miss the headphone jack. The camera on the iPhone 7 Plus may not be the best one anymore, but it's still top 5 and takes great pictures. It's my most used smartphone camera, even though I know the Pixel XL, which I also carry, does a better job. But the reason why I mostly use the iPhone is because it has that second telephoto lens. I use it a lot to get closer to my subject, or if I'm at an event, or even sometimes I'll use portrait mode for that nice blurred background effect. Plus, I know the photo quality is always going to be consistent. Now, what's also consistent is performance. This phone has always been fast, fluid, and smooth, and the same holds true 6 months later. I remember with the iPhone 6 Plus, there was a bit of a slowdown due to the memory capacity, but the 7 Plus feels just as fast as the day I got it. This is one thing I'll always appreciate about the iPhone, is Apple's ability to truly optimize the hardware and software together. Speaking of software, iOS 10 has been great except for a few glitches with notifications, but thankfully that's all been finally patched up and fixed. But one thing I wish Apple fixed is the user interface with Touch ID or simply the fingerprint scanner. Sometimes I'll tap to it and log in and I'll end up with Apple Pay, or sometimes it will show Siri. I feel it's a bit overly sensitive and needs to be fine-tuned. There's too many things for one button. It's one of those poor UI designs that needs to be fixed for a better user experience. Finally, the last thing I want to mention is battery life. It's still great, I can easily make it to the end of the day, but instead of having 30 to 40% battery life left, I end up with about 25 to 30. Now, this is not the fault of Apple or the iPhone, but more of what happens when you use a lithium battery over a long period of time. So that pretty much wraps up my experience with the iPhone 7 Plus over 6 months. It's still a great phone with incredible speed, a good camera, good battery life, and a phenomenal user experience. The only area that really got to me was the lack of headphone jack, which I originally didn't think it would. Now, Apple still needs to tweak the UI a little bit with the fingerprint scanner, but overall, it's still a solid phone. So should you actually buy one? Well, I think that depends on your situation. If you're using an iPhone 5S or your 6 died and you love Apple, then yes, because you need a phone. But if you can wait for the iPhone 8 because it's going to be completely redesigned. All right, now for the giveaway. I've teamed up with Nice, an app that lets you watch videos early from many of your favorite tech YouTubers like myself. With Nice, you can save some of the products you see to a wish list and purchase it later. It's a great app. So What we're gonna do is we're gonna give away one set of AirPods and one set of Beats X wireless headphones. But here's the thing, if a lot of people participate, we're gonna up that number to 5 AirPods and 5 Beats X. The cool thing is if the person you shared the contest wins, you also win as well. Now I think this is a great way to give back to you guys, and I wanna start doing more giveaways at the end of my videos going forward. Now the link to download the Nice app and the instructions to join the giveaway is going to be below. And just to let everyone know, this runs for 1 month and it's open to everybody in the world. Make sure to turn on notifications if you want to be notified. Also, don't forget to follow me on Nice to learn about future giveaways. Thanks guys for watching this videos. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video.